Boo. Did I scare you? Today's video is going to be part of the challenge that I'm doing on Instagram, and we're going to be talking about two series this week. Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about MW by Ozamu Tezuka, and we'll also be talking about Junji Ito's Remina. So first, because last week I was supposed to talk about fear, but we just did the intro for month of Mayhem, so all spooky stuff or like insane things. So I didn't talk about fear. So first we'll be talking about fear, and then we'll be talking about the unknown, which both of these volumes that I've read have just been like completely insane, like just insane. So first we'll talk about MW. I read all of this in like one sitting. This was crazy, okay? But I'm gonna choose this volume to be the volume about fear. So we have our main character who was infected by this poisonous gas, and he says that he isn't looking for revenge. And he's kind of looking to get this poisonous gas to kill everyone in the world. And he is also dying. So though he says that he isn't looking for revenge, at first I was like, you sure about that? And as I kept reading, I was like, okay, he's not looking for revenge. But I feel that I get the feeling that he's fearful of death, and he's scared that he's going to die, so he wants to take everyone with him. And though he is a complete madman and does like some crazy horrible things, that's what I get. We also have like the main character plus, I don't know, like what do you say, but he's also a main character, and he's a priest, and he's sleeping with this man. And because he's a priest, he is fearful of being ostracized if that information was ever to come out. He is fearful for the world, fearful for the main character, that he's going to die, that he's going to kill all of these people. So it's very driven that he does something about it, and it's really good to see that he is religious because he feels like he needs to atone for kind of condoning this behavior of the main character, but he is also battling this feelings that he has for this person, and what that means, and what that means for his religion and him, and everything. It's really, if you look more into it, it's a really, really good dynamic. So I really like that. I really wish this was like a movie or something. Like, it would have been amazing. Reading it is still amazing as well. And then we have like other side characters who, there's a woman who ends up falling in love with the main character, but it's really just a Stockholm syndrome thing, and she's scared of him, but she can't like express that because of things that has happened. And it's the story intertwines and weaves very, very nicely, and I really give it like a 8.5, 9 out of 10, just because that ending, I was like, okay, I know it's about to happen. Like, I knew it was coming, so I was kind of like, I wish it was better, but it's fine in the sense of what it like actually is. And like I mentioned before, the main character was infected by this gas, and he's looking to get that gas to kill everyone in the world. And it is just his story about him looking for that gas, him killing the people who were involved with that gas, and just his insane psychotic behavior. And I ate it up, okay? I said, ooh, ooh, ooh.
And
Not this man. But it was good. It was really, really good. So if you're looking for like a good story that's like just chaotic through and through all around, I definitely recommend this. It's really good. This is my first Osamu Tezuka reading, and I have a bunch of people telling me that I should get some other stuff by him. So I'm definitely going to do that. But yes, this was the story that I read that implemented fear for the month of Mayhem. So 100% check this out, read it. I promise you, I'm not leading you astray. It's just completely crazy and psychotic. Next will be, like I said, Remina by Junji Ito. This was a quick little read. And this is what I'm going to use for the unknown. So what ends up happening is that this scientist ends up discovering this new planet. And when he discovers this new planet, he names it after his daughter, Remina. What ends up happening is that the planet ends up moving, but the planet was actually discovered the same time that his daughter was born. And it ended up moving quickly towards Earth. And as it's moving quickly towards Earth, it's devouring planets, it's devouring stars, and it's coming to Earth pretty quickly. So you have the main character, Remina, who doesn't want to be in the spotlight, doesn't want anything, but she allows her father to end up naming the planet after her. I'm sorry. She ends up allowing her father to name the planet after her, and shit just goes awry. Like, boom. Like, I was like, oh, shit, bitch. Maybe you shouldn't have did that. Because you end up having pretty much the entire world looking at Remina, asking her, oh, you're so beautiful. You have this planet named after you. What can we get an interview with you? Can we talk with you? X, Y, and Z. She ends up running away at first and not accepting the spotlight, and then she ends up accepting it. Which I'm like, nah, baby girl. These people are wild. You cute, but you ain't that cute. So these people are wild, okay? So she ends up, like I said, accepting the spotlight. And as she's doing that, the planet's getting closer. Now, once the planet ends up like getting to Jupiter, Saturn, and they see that this planet is devouring and destroying other planets, they're like, what's going on? So they get really scared, but they don't know what's happening. And like I said, this is why I chose it for the unknown. You have this unknown planet coming towards Earth, and people start freaking out. You end up with Remina and a couple of people who like are part of her fan club and who sponsor her. They're all together, and the planet, I'm so sorry, I keep yawning. I deeply apologize. So you end up coming after her. The planet ends up getting closer, and it's just closer and closer and closer. And people finally are like, we gotta kill Remina. Like, this planet is here because of Remina. And so her group of people end up leaving. They end up sending, wow, what the heck? They end up sending like an astronaut crew to space to check out the planet, and they go there, and then they end up sending a signal back, but then they lose all connection. So now people are really freaking out. They're like, we gotta go. By this time, the planet is literally like,
nothing like the one Grandma
we'll say like as close as the moon at this point, and actually closer than the moon, because it ends up eating the moon in front of like everyone. So they're like, okay, this is nuts. Like the planet has a literal eye, and the planet also has a tongue, which was like disgusting all on its own. But no one knows what's going on and why this is happening. They don't know, they don't understand it, they don't get it. And Junji Ito does a great job, as usual, of having to be a page turner, and you turn that page and you get that shock value, like, what is happening? So now you have this entire population ready to kill Remina because they think that killing Remina will stop the planet. They end up grabbing this girl, trying to crucify her, truly put her through hell. And it's just not, it's not enough. She ends up surviving most of the time just because of like sheer luck in certain circumstances. You end up with the earth rotating at an extreme speed where they can like basically fly and like go around the entire earth, just because of Remina's gravity and everything. And then you have the rich people, the prime minister and everything. They think that they can live on Remina, so they end up going to Remina, again, not knowing what is actually going on that planet, what this planet is actually capable of. So they end up going to this planet thinking they can live there, and they're like, can we live here? I don't think we got the signal, but, and so it ends up, the ship ends up crashing, and they're like, okay, well, we got to see if we can breathe air here. And they're like, well, let's take let's take a helmet off one of the injured people. I'm like, oh, y'all ain't right, and I hope something happened to y'all. And they end up taking their helmet off, and the guy completely like just melts immediately. And when he melts, he ends up pretty much like becoming the planet and trying and killing other people on the planet. So it's just completely insane. And while you're reading this, you're like, what is happening? But you don't get an answer. The only thing that you know is that this planet is here and it's killing everybody and everything. So I think it was a really good volume to read for as of like unknown, because you want to know what's going on. You want to know what's happening. The characters want to know what's happening. They want to know what's going on, and you just don't. And it's just so insane. So I think it's a really good read if you're looking for something short from Junji Ito and looking for something that is just like, boom, one story. I'm kind of looking to see like where his art style is, where he gets certain things from. I think this is a good read to like start off if you aren't ready for like one of his big hitters like Uzumaki Tomie or Gyo, which I kind of prefer. Like I like those stories a lot. But yeah, so definitely recommend Remina if you're looking for something small and horror-esque. Yeah, so those were my two reads that I did for the month of Mayhem. For Fear, we have MW, and then The Unknown, we have Remina. And next week I'll be reading something else. I can't remember what the topic is, but you guys will know. You'll be there. You're with me through this journey. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Make sure you like and subscribe and tell your friends, your goldfish, definitely. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.